What is crack-a-lacking, my dudes? Just a casual intro, because right now, FuhNaff just made a new video, so blow me away. This time it is a timeline. So, I'm excited to see it, because it's another FuhNaff video. It is 13 minutes. And yeah, I'm just kind of hyped for it. I'm not going to talk about where I've been, because I want to make a dedicated video for that later. Let's see this man that currently looks like he's not been having any sleep, which he probably has not. Let's do this.
I've spent the last 3 months researching and theorizing about Five Nights at Freddy's security breach. And
Correct.
decided to take everything I've
Oh yeah, real quick, happy birthday, Five Nights at Freddy's security breach. If you don't follow my Twitter, go follow that, because I talked about the birthday, and there's a lot of news about the birthday, like the OST getting added to Spotify. So now you can get a break from the ads and listen to the security breach OST.
learned and throw it into one timeline. In this video, I'm going to be explaining what I
Also,
think
rate the
Modern
drip.
FNAF Timeline is and how we got to this point. Let's get started. To explain how this started, we need to start at the end. At the end of Freddy Fazbear's Pizzeria Simulator, we see Henry Emily burn everything to the ground. After
Correct.
he does this, we learn that Fazbear Entertainment is no longer a corporate entity.
There is no need for you to return to work next week, as Fazbear Entertainment is no longer a corporate entity.
But if
Correct.
the company no longer exists, how does the Pizzaplex in the VR game become a thing? Well, basically, someone restarted Fazbear Entertainment as an LLC. My friends over at Game Theory made a fantastic video on this, so shout out to them for finding it, because that is why. So after the events of Pizzeria Simulator, someone restarted Fazbear Entertainment. Judging by what I found in my past videos, I believe this to be sometime in the early 2030s. After someone restarts the company, they try to cover up and make light of Fazbear Entertainment's bad reputation by hiring an indie game developer to make games based on the events that occurred in their past. Fazbear Entertainment LLC then hires a third company called Silver Parasol Games to
Where
make
is
a VR
that?
game also based on the tragic events that occurred in their past. But for some
Probably in the
reason,
tapes.
Fazbear Entertainment doesn't tell Silver Parasol Games that they also hired the indie developer.
They lied to all of us. They told us that the whole point of this VR game was to undo the bad PR done by a rogue indie game developer. But that's not true at all. Fazbear Entertainment hired the game developer.
During development for the VR game, someone went into the office overnight and dropped off a box of circuit boards. They left little to no details about the parts, just telling the team that if they scanned the boards into the VR game, it would speed up development. But when they scanned them, it actually unleashed a virus into their system and
Yeah.
Glitch Trap. One
Correct.
of the QAs for the game, Jeremy, was the first victim of Glitch Trap. While playtesting the game, Jeremy started to become a shell of what he once was, with him ultimately ending up cutting off his own face. Whether that was
Ow. That kind of hurts. Ooh-wee, Mr. Beast, I'm not gonna buy any. I'm like,
was at the request of Glitch Trap or him just
Yeah.
wanting to escape Glitch Trap, we're not sure. Tape Girl then takes over for Jeremy and tries to get rid of the virus, but nothing works. She
Okay,
ends up creating
yeah.
the very tapes we listen to in the game, warning us to abandon development, but then presumably falls under Glitch Trap's control and tricks us into doing the same. No matter what we do in FNAF VR, there is always a bad ending. It's
Yes.
believed that Vanessa was the one playing FNAF VR and has fallen under Glitch Trap's control. This
Makes
is when the
sense.
retro CDs and the FNAF AR emails come in. In the FNAF AR emails, we see Vanessa seemingly battle for control over her own body while Glitch Trap tries to take over. We also hear Vanessa in what seems to be company-mandated therapy sessions in the retro CDs and Security Breach. Just like Lewis, the therapist also recognizes Vanessa's odd behavior, like her talking to herself and her being manipulated by someone, presumably Glitch Trap, in an encrypted conversation.
But a routine check of your online history has revealed that you spent quite a bit of time with someone in an encrypted conversation.
Now, it is
yes.
revealed that Patient
Glitch
46 might
Trap.
be the one manipulating Vanessa, and whether you believe Patient 46 to be the Tape Girl, or Evil Charlie Bot, or Evil Elizabeth Bot, it's pretty clear that 46 is on Glitch Trap's side, so it's probably Glitch Trap manipulating her either way. Then, both Lewis and the therapist mention that Vanessa is making the costume. This is the one piece of information that connects everything together. Along with Lewis and the therapist's conversations, the costume is also mentioned at the end of the Curse of Dreadbear during this conversation.
Yes, I have it. I made it myself. I think you would like it.
This basically confirms to me that most of the retro CDs take place during or close after FNAF VR and before Vanessa even gets to the Pizzaplex. Speaking of the Pizzaplex, it was shortly after FNAF VR that Fazbear Entertainment started building the Pizzaplex. We can actually see it being built in the FNAF VR Christmas update. It was during the development of the mall that someone ordered it to be built on top of an old Freddy's Pizzeria.
Just
the same
freaking
restaurant that
stupid.
Pizzeria Simulator took place in. We see
Yeah.
this in the messages found in Security Breach. Construction update. Every day there's a new problem. We pour a new section of track and as soon as it dries we start to see cracks. I'm worried we're building over a sinkhole here. Before construction was approved, there was a site evaluation. Right? Who got the mall built over the old pizzeria? Well, it depends on what you believe. Once again, it could be Vanessa or Patient 46 or Elizabeth. Shortly after the development of FNAF VR and the mall starts getting built, we see the rise of yet another Fazbear Entertainment project, the Fazbear Funtime Delivery Service, aka FNAF AR. We know that FNAF AR takes place shortly after FNAF VR because in the Ultimate Guidebook, they
The
say
Ultimate
that with the success
Guidebook.
of the VR game, an interesting question arose. What if fans could insert FNAF into the real world? There was genuinely so much lore thrown into FNAF AR that even the Ultimate Guidebook stated that the game is a, quote, massive expansion of game lore. The Fazbear Funtime Delivery Service is a real-life delivery service in-universe where you can get animatronics sent to your door so you can never be alone again. But Fazbear Entertainment actually outsourced the service to a separate company, leaving them in charge of delivering and handling the animatronics. Once you load up the FNAF AR app, you quickly realize that the service has a major virus attached to it. Instead of the animatronics coming to hang out with you, they come to kill you. We learn more about how this virus got attached to the service in the emails we get throughout the game. The emails tell the story of 5 employees, Anna, Mark, Raha, Steven, and Daniel, and how they accidentally scanned one of the circuit boards of a vintage animatronic into their system, therefore causing the virus to occur. Sound familiar? Because that's exactly what happened in FNAF VR. I think it's fair to say that whoever sent those circuit boards to the VR team knew what they were doing and wanted to do it again. Whether it was the same person or Vanessa carrying on the mantle, I'm not sure. But someone else had to have planted the circuit boards before Vanessa was even possessed. Shortly after the virus takes over the delivery system, Anna gets an email from the legal team at Fazbear Entertainment, basically telling them to cease all work on Fazbear Entertainment properties. They actually told all of their contractors to stop working, which presumably includes the FNAF VR team as well. This most likely occurred because of a lawsuit that was...
I love this music. It's so intense. Like,
It really feels like this project is in trouble, in no small part because of the lawsuit, I'm sure. There has to be a lawsuit. There's no way there isn't.
Although they get ordered to stop working, the service continues on, due to the virus taking control. The main goal of FNAF AR is to collect animatronics and remnants. We get an email from whoever's behind the virus saying that collecting all that remnant sure is fun though. Now that you've collected enough remnant, why not put it back into your friendly animatronics? They'll work even better than you can imagine. The Ultimate Guidebook actually shares a giant piece of information related to this that plays a giant role in the lore. The book says,
okay,
quote, the directive to obtain
cool.
remnant only appears after the virus takes over the Fazbear Funtime service. The glitch wants you to collect as much remnant as possible and pump your animatronics full of it. Now obviously this virus is the same virus from FNAF VR, which is Afton. But why would Afton want as much remnant as possible? Well, obviously to come back. Remnant actually first showed up in Sister Location. It was revealed in the Pizzeria Simulator blueprints that the scooper was actually built to extract remnant, which means that Afton was experimenting with remnant in a Sister Location bunker, either to help himself live forever, help bring his kids back, or both. Afton's need for remnant is highlighted in the Ultimate Guide.
I think it's the kid.
Afton seem to believe that remnant is the key to power and eternal life. They want as much of it as they can get. Afton has now turned the Fazbear Funtime Delivery Service into his own personal remnant farm, and while Afton is the virus itself, I believe Vanny is the one writing the emails based on the repeated use of the word fun.
Are you having fun yet? It will be fun.
In the FNAF AR emails, we learned that the animatronics we see in the game are actually replicas of the robots from the past, being built by a team of people at Fazbear Entertainment. One of the people on the team is named Nora. Tristan from the compliance team reaches out to Nora and says that he's disappointed with the lack of progress on the new animatronic they're supposed to be building. The animatronic is supposedly able to climb on the ceilings. This was later revealed to be mangled. Nora tells Tristan to get off her back, and that she, quote, warned management that reproducing the more exotic endoskeleton skeletons would be a problem, and they decided to go ahead and put them on the schedule anyway. This is further proof that they are reproducing the animatronics and not using the originals. As we hear in the Curse of Dreadbear, the retro CDs, and the FNAF AR emails, Vanessa has now finished making her bunny costume. Patient 46, or even Vanessa herself, hacks into the Fazbear Entertainment system to get Vanessa hired at the Pizzaplex, even though she was previously denied the job and had no prior qualifications. We hear her departure for the Pizzaplex in the retro CDs shortly after she finishes the costume.
I'm needed somewhere else now.
Once Vanessa is gone, we learn that Patient 46 was actually the one to release the virus into the Pizzaplex. Who, how, and why, we're not sure yet. But all we do know is that this happened shortly after Vanessa got hired at the mall. One of the most important things that happens in the lore at this point involves DLZ Shipping Solutions. I actually believe that DLZ Shipping Solutions is the company that was hired to send out all of the FNAF AR animatronics to people's houses. We see
What if it's just Fazbear Entertainment, though? Like,
during this conversation,
I don't know. This is the madman.
About the animatronic delivery that DLZ Shipping Solutions made to the Pizzaplex. She notes that the animatronics are acting weird and swears that Bonnie ate the resident stray cat. I believe that those animatronics delivered to the mall are the FNAF AR animatronics intended to be put on display. Lisa begs Jimmy to take the animatronics back, but is met with an email response from someone else, letting her know that Jimmy is no longer with the company. Like I said in I Solved FNAF Security Breach Part 2, we see direct evidence that this happened in the Monty Golf security office. On the posted board, you can see sticky notes stating that a shipment has arrived that is unknown that they're trying to return. And in the bottom corner, there's a sticky note that says, "Remember Jimmy," the same person who was working at the shipping company and that was talking to Lisa. I believe that the Afton virus, or someone being controlled by Afton, used the Fazbear Funtime delivery service to deliver all the animatronics full of remnant to the mall. Vanny then destroyed them and took their remnant to bring Afton back. Have you ever wondered why there's a ton of destroyed staff bots throughout the mall? Well, Sister Location actually taught us what it takes to extract remnant from an animatronic. Vanny is trying to collect as much remnant as possible to try and bring Afton back. Then, the events from the first part of my series unfold. Vanessa needs to be the only one working the night shift effective immediately. She does this by infiltrating the staff meeting that takes place on Thursday at 11:30 p.m. and killing all of the employees. Whether she also did this for remnant purposes, I'm not sure, but I can only assume that to be the case. She covers up these murders by putting a company retreat on the schedule, including all of the employees she killed at the meeting. This is where
That's a lot.
The events of Security Breach take place, and the rest is history. But there's still one big question. What is the Blob? Well, like I said earlier, in
Shut up. The Blob, according to MatPat and the game theorists, is an amalgamation that the remnant or agony or whatever the hell collected from the different display cases and put it all into the Blob and called it the Blob, which I don't like. It should have a name, but
your goal to collect as much remnant as possible. But while you're collecting it, there's a shadowy remnant surrounding it. So inevitably, you collect the shadowy remnant along with it. The more remnant you collect, the more shadowy remnant you collect. The Ultimate Guide explains that bright remnant is formed by positive emotions, while shadowy remnant is formed by negative emotions.
and there's more negative and positive.
Afton says that his friends are here and that they're angry. Also, I recently found something in the Afton boss battle room. If you look into the hole in the left wall, you can see a Foxy plushie and...
Okay. I'm going to have to do something real quickly. Charger, come on. Everything should be fine now. Let's continue.
Endocards. I think this might be referencing how the Foxy Bro is now an animatronic, but maybe that's a stretch. Anyways, I believe that the Blob is all of the FNAF AR animatronics that were sent to the mall pumped full of remnant. All of the animatronics we see in the Blob are animatronics featured in FNAF AR, except for one, the Puppet Mask. Shortly before FNAF AR went silent, Illumix was teasing that Lefty was supposed to be part of the game. As we know, Lefty was built to capture the puppet, and you can literally see the puppet inside of him in FNAF 6. I believe that
And in the Funko statue.
Lefty and therefore the puppet. Another reason why I think the animatronics in the Blob are the FNAF AR animatronics is because if the things meant to be placed on the stage in Rockstar Row were the original FNAF 1 animatronics, why do we see Foxy's torso completely rusted and withering away in one of the display cases? It's been 40 years since FNAF 1. There's no way those animatronics still look that good. The AR animatronics also have a slightly different design from the original animatronics, and I think Steelwool purposely hid some of the key designs of these animatronics in the Blob, so we couldn't figure out which version of Chica, Bonnie, etc. that these are. The Blob consists of the FNAF AR animatronics, swimming in a sea of shadowy remnant, or agony if you want to call it that, and the souls of Henry Emily's failed attempt at burning everything and everyone who was impacted by his ex-business partner's crimes. This is what I think the modern FNAF timeline of events is. I know I didn't cover everything, but I think I'm going to make a full FNAF timeline video of all of the series after the DLC comes out, so stay tuned for that. I also tried to leave out as much speculation as possible to try and make this as objective as possible, but with these types of videos you kind of have to fill in the blanks. But that's alright, because this video was just a theory.
You can't see it yet, baby.
Okay.
But Mom and Dad are obsessed.
I think that's the end. I think that's the end. And if it is, that was pretty good. You know, this guy's exactly right. That's exactly what he does. This video is 13 minutes, and he reacts to it for like an hour and a half. I don't know how he does it, but that's that. John discovered more things on Twitter. He said that it wouldn't be as like big and like as the theories. This was just like putting the timeline together. And you know what? It makes sense, okay? It makes sense. I know the reaction wasn't too much, but there wasn't too much to react to, if I'm being honest. Also, I'm kind of tired. I'm sorry. But it was good. It was well put together. And I hope you enjoyed the video. And that video that I was reacting to in this video, go subscribe to that guy. But before you do that, subscribe to me. Like, obviously, okay? You gotta just go down there, just scroll a bit, and like just click the red button. Unless it's gray, don't click it, please. If then it's gray, go to my Twitter. Do that. Then you can go to John, do all this stuff. But in all seriousness, he's great. He has been keeping up with this series somehow and its current lore. I think he realized that no one has been even trying to discover it. I think Security Breach, now that he's discovering everything, it has really good lore. It's just nobody tried to look for it. Either it's because it's such a big mall and there's so much to explore, or maybe it's just too tired doing it for too many years. Like, they saw like the obvious things, the big things, the wall code, the blob, Glamrock Bonnie, all that stuff. But like, they didn't really try to inspect like he did. Like, I don't know. What I do know is that I'm done with the video now. 17 minutes, 18 minutes. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one. You over there, have a good one.